Well, as we do most Fridays, we look at some of what went on in Africa over the past week that you may have missed. Here's VOA's Paul Sisco.
More than 50 heads of state gathered in Egypt this week for the 15th summit of the Non-Aligned Movement. They heard from UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, who warned against rising economic nationalism.
Now more than ever, your engagement is very vital to achieving global solutions to our common problems. Protectionist measures will only undermine global economic growth. Truly free and fair trade is crucial to stimulating recovery and spurring growth.
In Harare, delegates to Zimbabwe's troubled constitutional convention eventually resumed work, but on Monday, hundreds of chanting activists, mostly supporters of President Robert Mugabe's ZANU-PF party, drowned out speakers, turning the hall into chaos. Later, in a show of unity, President Mugabe and Prime Minister Morgan Tsvangirai condemned the disruptions.
No one will benefit from such disruptions, nationally or otherwise, either as a political party or as a nation. We are only hurting our efforts.
At The Hague in the Netherlands, former Liberian President Charles Taylor took the stand in his own defense this week, telling judges the war crimes case against him is built on lies and misinformation. Mr. Taylor's testimony is expected to last several weeks. There was more heavy fighting between Islamic insurgents and pro-government Somali forces in Mogadishu. Around 200 people have already been killed this month. And this week, gunmen stormed a downtown hotel, kidnapping 2 French military experts posing as journalists. And Nigeria's main opposition group says it sabotaged the oil dock at the Atlas Cove jetty in Lagos. It's the first time MEND, the movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta, has taken its violent campaign against Africa's largest oil producers to the key port. Continuing violence has resulted in oil producers reducing output by around 300,000 barrels a day for the last several weeks. Meanwhile, Amnesty International blames the Nigerian government and oil multinationals for widespread pollution and poverty in the Niger Delta. The human rights group says in a report that oil spills and gas flares have destroyed the environment, denying millions of people clean water, food, and healthy living conditions. Elsewhere, Algeria is hosting the second Pan-African Cultural Festival in Algiers. Its theme, Africa, Revival, and Rebirth. Elsewhere in North Africa, the Carthage International Festival in 2009 in the historic Tunisian city is packed with artists from Africa, Europe, Asia, and North America. Performances continue through August 17th. Paul Sisco, VOA News.